It's beginning to look a lot like end of year list season, baby. And I'm kicking it off how I usually do on my channel with the first of 4 top 10 lists looking at the 10 best hit rap songs of 2023. What counts as a hit? For these lists, any 2023 song that charted on the Billboard Hot 100. Was it the best year for the singles charts this year? Not really. Did I manage to find 10 songs that I really enjoy enough to make it for this list? As a matter of fact, I have 11, so let's get started with our honourable mention for this list and then get into the top 10.
There I go, yeah, it's me with the inside out T, low key, only short for a large fee.
J. Cole has been on another strong feature run in 2023 with him rapping on a variety of different sounding tracks, which resulted right here in him collabing with Gucci Mane over a Mike Will Made It trap style beat, which isn't necessarily a sound that's super common to hear Cole over. It goes pretty hard, and it was kind of cool to hear Cole address the sort of typical turn up song topics like drinking, doing drugs, sleeping with women in his own way, you know, where he makes it clear that, hey, I don't do drugs, but if you do, you have the J. Cole stamp of permission. Even if it sounds a bit corny sometimes, like when he just plainly lays out the concept of consent.
Stroke who you wanna stroke, just as long as she down. If she not, fuck it, then run along, boy.
Don't have sex with her if she doesn't want it. Noted, Mr. Cole. Thanks. But regardless, it's a cool song. Cole's hook slaps, and honestly, Gucci was flowing on here too. If I'm being honest, he's probably the main highlight of the song for me. He fits in perfectly with this cold sounding trap beat and has a nice, slick rhyme scheme for pretty much the entire verse.
Gucci Mane and J. Cole, the collaboration. They pulled the band, woke the bell up out of hibernation.
I didn't know if a J. Cole and Gucci collab would work out all that well, but turns out it absolutely does.
Louis Vuitton umbrella when I walk through the rain in the kitchen whipping chicken kind of bread like kinds. Good dog got a Mexican liquor like Johnny Dine.
Now this is a song I didn't hear until kinda recently, but man, this one is addictive. One of the things that makes it so repeatable is the way that Mexican OT kinda rolls his R sounds while he's flowing. It's a small touch, but it just sounds so good.
I'm a dirty baby from dirty bag with a dirty case. Slide down your block, light it up with flames.
In fact, he even somehow does it in sentences that don't have any R's in them.
I'll be catching these plays, fuck around and get moused up. I'll be eating the booty, let's to get it tossed up.
He makes it sound effortless, but try and rap along and pull it off the exact same way that OT does. It's pretty difficult to do, at least for me. I'm a dirty baby from dirty bay with a dirty K. Like, how does he do this shit, man? Nav's hair twin, Drody, has a solid verse that keeps the vibe going smoothly, and Paul Wall, bro is sounding slick as hell in his 40s, man. He glided on this.
Got ice all over my body looking like a snowman. Big rocks in the grill dancing like a slow jam. My chain's so heavy I'm walking like an old man.
The music video for the song is a lot of fun too, and Johnny Dang himself is in it, as you might expect. It's just super enjoyable all around.
You at home, blue bubbles blowing my line. Hard times, stressed out, bad vibes.
This was a song that I didn't hate from my first listen of For All the Dogs. I actually thought it was pretty nice, but even then, it's still one that grew on me over time. This is actually pretty damn solid as far as modern Drake goes. I'm sure some people will ask me in the comments down below why I went for this song over something like 8 AM in Charlotte, and the simple answer for that is replay value. 8 AM in Charlotte was my favorite on a first listen. I think it was my hands down favorite, but you clock pretty much all of the wordplay in that first listen, and that's kind of the whole purpose of the track. The whole point of the track is, oh my god, Drake can still rap, he can still put bars in his music, and once you clock them all, for me personally, it's still a good track. There's just not much to come back for. Whereas Tried Our Best just sounds really good. That first verse is probably one of the smoothest melodic flows from Drake on the entire album.
Not to leave you at home if I wanna have a good night.
I also think it's cool how it's a continuation of the lyrical themes of the track that comes before it on the album, Bahamas Promises. The whole concept of, damn, I wish I went on this holiday without you because you're breaking my heart out here, is very Drake, and it works. Sure, there are plenty of those corny ass one-liners towards the second half of this song, like they're just stacked in there, but I like the sound of it enough now that I can just kind of brush them off and enjoy them for what they are. Also, the Ty Dolla $ign background vocals that are just lightly sprinkled throughout this track really do help to add to the smooth soundscape of it. Treat you right. It's very good as far as 2023 Drake goes.
I don't care, I paint the town red. Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
Now, I know Doja has been involved in a lot of internet drama this year, and it is kind of a shame how much of that has sort of bled into her music recently, but I can't lie. This track is a bopper. It went #1 for a reason. That hook is hard to get out of your head once you hear it. And it's just hard to go wrong with the sample of Dionne Warwick's Walk On By. The vocal sample is great, and the instrumental parts that are incorporated, like the horns, just help to give the beat this nice upbeat swing to it. Sure, a lot of the lyrics here are Doja addressing people shit-talking her online, but this track overall just sounds a lot more light-hearted and enjoyable than some of the other more bitter sounding tracks from the Scarlet album.
Ugh, you can't take that bitch nowhere. Ugh, I look better with no hair. Ugh, ain't no sign I can't smoke hair.
It's one that's easier to remove from the social media drama and just enjoy as its own little thing. And Doja is a more than capable rapper who can inject a lot of personality into her vocals, and that's what we get a lot of right here. This is definitely one of the best tracks from her this year.
Driving with road rage for 10 days off Zans, just trying to get paid. Since the 6th grade, I've been great, no sensei, my rent paid.
I've talked about this song super recently, by which I mean literally in my previous video, so I won't linger on it for too long, but it definitely deserved a spot on this list. Cordae and Juice WRLD barring out over the Eminem Role Model beat is gold. Posthumously released songs can always be a little bit iffy, but this one at least sounds like one that was meant to come out eventually. You can actually see Cordae and Juice rapping their verses in the studio for this song at the end of the Doomsday music video, while Mr. Happy Ending himself, Marcus Hobson, watches. So from that, we know that this was a song that was made while Juice was still alive, and not some Frankenstein's monster type of song, crafted together from random scrapped verses and voice memos. They did the Role Model beat justice in my opinion, and like I've said before, it's always a treat when you get to hear a more straight up rapping style of track with Juice WRLD on it.
I just be louder than words, this time yeah I showed ya. From my girl a breaking shit out myself going ya.
Now, if you watch my live streams on this channel, there's paid request streams every Monday around 1 PM EST, apart from the Christmas Day and New Year's Monday, so just turn on notifications so you know when they're happening. You can send me any music from any genre. Then you'll be aware that I'm quite a fan of professional wrestling. Very often I go off into tangents about it. So of course, I was so happy when I saw that Uzi had a track on the Pink Tape called Nakamura. I started speculating in my head about what it could possibly be, then clicked play on it and heard that it sampled the entrance theme for WWE wrestler Shinsuke Nakamura. It just makes so much sense as a sample. His string-based theme is perfect to use for an anthemic rap song. The drums added over it match the anthemic feel perfectly, and Uzi flows so nicely over the verses here. A nice high energy track that's not only enjoyable in its own right, but there's just that extra sense of enjoyment here if you are a wrestling fan. I do find it kind of funny that Uzi says on this track, "Feel like Nakamura jumping off the top, dog," because Nakamura really doesn't do that many top rope moves at all. He's not a high-flying wrestler, but I'll give it a pass because the song slaps.
I just stuffed my pockets in my face. Okay, let's have a debate. We talking about popping, I promise I'm feeling the way.
In terms of chart performance, I feel like this song would have been even bigger if it dropped maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it would absolutely deserve to in my opinion, because my god, does it go hard. I know this list only includes hit songs, but this is just one of my favorite recent trap style songs, period. The production for this, I don't know how you can hear that beat and not think that it goes extremely hard.
Why I keep getting all of these chances? Why me, God, I need answers. Speak your mind and you might get counsel.
I'm a sucker for dramatic strings in a rap beat, so this one had a hold on me. Offset's hook sounds great with the way that he just doubles up certain words here and there to add a little bit more emphasis to it and make it feel like a hook. His verse hits hard too, with him even including a lyric about takeoff in there, and Travis, for once, did not phone in a feature.
But all in all, I'm still having space. That a particular taste, picky eater, I guess. And I'm still stuff in my face.
It's not the most outstanding Travis verse ever or anything, but he matches the vibe of the song really well. Although for someone who is allegedly a rager, bro does not look like he's having any fun in the music video whatsoever. Bro is too cool for school. Song's a banger though.
Oh, you had King? Man, now they was scream. Man, hey, you went flying Bentley Spur. Hey, you went dry around the world.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Thug's Business on Business album this year, but this song from it, I have replayed the hell out of it and I still love it. It just makes me feel good, man. Metro Boomin, FNZ, and Boogs the Beast did a fantastic job with the production on here, and it's another one that I can add to the ever-growing list of beats I love that FNZ have been involved in. I still think about how I didn't really notice them until they worked heavily with Denzel Curry for his Zoo album, and ever since then I've seen them produce on so many high-profile tracks. Thug's hook and verse can definitely be described as repetitive, but I think it actually works here. The beat is so good that Thug's voice just sounds elegant on it, even if pretty much every line is structured the same way.
Oh, you went train on that bitch. Oh, you went ding dong. Oh, you went kingpin. Oh, you went wings in.
It maybe would have got old if Thug had a second verse on the track, but that part of the song instead goes to Drake, and it's maybe one of my favorite verses that I've heard from him this whole year. That non-stop flow, the entertaining lyrics, the fact that his vocals aren't mixed weirdly like they have been on a lot of his own tracks recently for some reason. He killed this.
I got more soldiers in the military. I got more stones in the cemetery. I have more strings than y'all in February.
Bro brought the energy on this one, and that is what I like to hear from Drake. When people ask, oh, what do you want from Drake in 2023? This. I want more of this. He sounds alive. I've had this song on repeat all year, and will probably be listening to it all throughout 2024 as well.
Break it down and I had the whole world watching, but the worst part is really who watched me. Every night I cried, I almost died.
Megan Thee Stallion had a pretty quiet 2023 in terms of new music releases, but her only solo single of the year, Cobra, tells you pretty much everything you need to know about where she's been at mentally lately. It is a hard-hitting song, man. She talks about having lost her parents, being cheated on, the fakeness that she's surrounded by, and how all of this can drive her to suicidal thoughts at times.
Probably why I always end up drinking. Yes, I'm very depressed. How can somebody so blessed want to slit their wrist? Shit, I probably bleed out some Pinot.
I will admit, at first I wasn't a big fan of the line, "this pussy depressed," being the first line of the chorus. It's something that just sounds a little bit unserious for a track that has such dark subject matter, but the more that I listen to it, I do see how it fits into the idea of the track, and it has a pretty impactful undertone, all things considered here. Outside of the strong writing, the way it sounds is amazing too. It goes for more of a rap rock sound, which I don't really think I've heard Megan do quite like this before, and her flow over it is as clean as ever.
Lord, give me a break. I don't know how much more of this shit I can take. How long you been worried about me telling people that's not me?
I will legitimately never understand when people say Megan sucks as a rapper. She has such an incredible flow and delivery. Cobra is one of the best songs I've heard from Megan, hands down, and if it's even close to a sign of what her next album might be sounding like, then I'm very interested to hear it, especially now that she isn't with a major label anymore and we can see what her vision for her own music truly is.
Beg your pardon, we done lit up every set and told the preacher I'm never finished, that's to say the least. Buy it, never lease it, but I got a lease in herself and I guess. Oh, girl, yeah, I did it. did.
I enjoy Utopia so much, man. I couldn't just pick one song from it for this list. I usually do stick to one song per artist rules, but we'll just consider this one as a two-way tie for this spot. Let's start with Hyena. What an incredible introductory track to Utopia. It feels like Travis's Owl Pharaoh era, which I wasn't a big fan of, if you did everything like 100 times better and had significantly higher production value. Even as a Travis fan, I wouldn't necessarily call him the most energetic or lively sounding rapper, but man, on the verses here, he sounds charged up by Travis standards.
Write a show by myself like I'm Chelsea Handler. Or write a series by my bitches like I'm Kelsey Grammer. Nickname the Jet Jayhawk cause it's out of Kansas.
And as per usual, it has a quick, atmospheric instrumental outro that sounds amazing as well. Like I said, incredible production value. There's not a single other track on Utopia that would be a better opener for it than this. I Know is one that took a few more listens for it to click for me as a favourite, but I think the fact that it feels like the most rodeo-like track on Utopia really makes it hit for me.
Oh, you want someone like you? Tell me, is you still love?
I love the nocturnal lullaby vibe it has going for it, and the hook is simple, but it gets stuck in my head all the time, man. It would be a crime if this song didn't get a music video, which it might not. The Utopia music videos might be done now, but Travis's lyrics and the way that the production feels just already paints a picture in my mind of what the music video could look like. It makes me imagine something with a similar vibe to the 90210 video. So yeah, two Travis songs that go for a different vibe to each other at this number 2 spot, but I would say that I pretty much enjoy both of them equally.
Sorry to the fans who say I changed. Cause I did, sorry you don't know me on a personal level to pinpoint what it is.
Now, this track. This one was a late contender for this list in the sense that I legit only heard it a few weeks ago for the first time because one of my viewers, Rest in Pog, sent this in to me during one of my paid request live streams. And as you can tell by its placement here on this list, I think it's fucking great. Sorry Not Sorry is from the deluxe of Call Me If You Get Lost, and it might just be one of the best tracks from the Call Me If You Get Lost era. The rapping itself from Tyler really reminds me of something like Rusty, where he just endlessly rattles off his thoughts, building in intensity as the verse goes on, and I really love when Tyler sounds like that.
Sorry if you got a dig. For info I don't wanna give, so you stalk, make a vid just to talk about my private life cause you weird. Claim that I don't know about minimum wage or Section 8 water in the catch a bottle to stretch when niggas ain't get impressed by niggas hopping gate.
I guess this is maybe kind of like the smoother, more elegant version of Rusty, almost like the grown-up, matured version of that track. They don't sound similar in terms of the beat or anything like that, but just the topics that Tyler is touching on and the way that he delivers his thoughts is what gives me that vibe. It's written in that uniquely Tyler way where some lines that begin with the word sorry are meant as genuine, sincere apologies to the person that he's addressing in said line. And then there's others where it's definitely meant in a more sarcastic, mocking kind of way, hence the title Sorry Not Sorry.
Sorry that the talent, knowledge, passion isn't missing. Sorry when I talk my shit and I can back it up with confidence and get you niggas tripping, man.
Whether you agree with everything Tyler says or believes or not, I think he always lays out his thoughts in a super engaging way. And here he does it over wonderful production. And I haven't even touched on the music video, something that makes me love this song even more. It's a gem for people who have been longtime fans of Tyler, with multiple different Tyler the Creators on screen from all his different album eras, as they slowly get killed off, mostly throughout the background of the video, by what we can assume is the next era of Tyler. It also has small touches that are fun to notice, like Flower Boy Tyler rapping the lines about his sexuality on this track, Goblin era Tyler rapping when the intensity ramps up a little bit, and Igor era Tyler just mostly being in the background, doing his little dance, and being ignored like he always is. It definitely definitely adds a whole new layer to the track. It's just absolutely incredible altogether, an amazing final track to the estate sale deluxe of Call Me If You Get Lost, put together with an incredible music video, and because of all of that, it makes Sorry Not Sorry my #1 hit rap song of 2023. So, now I'll ask you, what were your favourite rap songs of 2023, hit or no hit? Let me know down in the comments below. Keep an eye out for the upcoming video where I'm gonna tear into the worst hit rap songs of 2023, and you can click on the screen here to check out last year's version of this list while you wait. Thank you for watching, and much love to my Patreon supporters and all my channel members over there, with a special shout out to Griffin Upchurch, I Am Regent, KWG13270, Lucas1123, and Not Vimpin. Have a great Christmas.